And welcome to the Joel Comm Show. I'll let you guess which of these two people is Joel Comm.
I'm the one flying the airplane.
Yeah, you are. We're getting dizzy. And I've got my special guest here. And after much trial and tribulation and battling with technology, she's here. And for those of you that don't know, this is my friend, Forbes Riley. And let's just give you a little background here. Typically when we do interviews, there's so much focus on what we've done and where we've been. And I want to talk about here and now. But just to set the stage, you were Miss Teenage New York at the age of 16, which was just a few years ago, right?
You pushed it, and we're going to end this interview. Wait.
Yeah, it was just a couple. It was just 2 or 3 years ago, and she has had
and I have the pimples to prove it. My teenage years.
She's got a very okay.
I'm just going to keep cutting you off.
This is what you're doing. This is what I need you to do. I know you're used to like taking control and doing your thing. So let me build you up for just a moment. Like your head needs any more puffing up. Diverse career. And you've seen her all over on television. She's been on shows like 24. She's been on The Practice. She's been on The Pretender, although she's not pretending. She's hosted tons of shows on TLC. She's hosted the X Games on ESPN. And she's hosted commercials and shows on HSN, on QVC. And she is really the queen of the infomercial. She's entrepreneurial at heart. She's an inventor, and she has invented, among the many products, the very popular SpinGym, which I'm sure you have on hand. Look at this. We're getting pictures of you on screen. She also, you might not know this, but she got one of her early starts in, well, I guess we could say Hollywood, in what has become a cult slasher film called Splatter University. She's been inducted into the National Fitness Hall of Fame, and she advocates for underdogs everywhere. She hosts on her web at ForbesLiving.tv, her own show. She's magnificent and wonderful. Please welcome Forbes Riley.
Ta-da! How cool was that? Now you're watching my intro. I actually have to hold my phone, though, which is kind of awkwardly weird.
That is very cool. So I'm going to show you something cool, too. One of the things that we can actually do here on Blab is this magic. You might want to move your headset down just a little bit because we're getting all your breath. Look at you.
I don't know. Okay.
She's got the burning heart. She's
oh my God, that is my
She's moving. She's moving that thing. She's got her SpinGym going. She's got the steps. And yeah. And you have your SpinGym right there in your hand.
Always have your SpinGym. It's how you stay fit. How does that sound, by the way?
That's better. It's just that we were hearing, in the words of the Police and Sting, every breath you take.
That's an important thing I heard last night. God, my hair looks like I have little earmuffs on. It's so cold in here.
You look marvelous, and I'm surrounded by gadgets and gizmos here. Before you came on, we were talking about my lighting and how I desperately need a little more over here. And I have the gadget. I've just had it for 2 months and haven't done anything with it.
That sounds like my husband. Sorry, never mind. So what were we saying?
We're going to be all over the map. We're going to talk about some of the wonderful things you've done. I want to hear some of the things that you're planning on doing. I want to hear some stories. This is not your typical interview. We're going to have a conversation, and then if some folks want to jump in and speak with you as well, one of the beauties of Blab is the ability to do that. So, real briefly, only because you actually like to tout it and you mention it in your presentations, talk about Splatter University.
Oh, that's so funny. You know, it's interesting because I did it like 32 years ago, and August 28th, I believe, here in Tampa, they're having a Scream convention, and I am the special guest star. You know what? I just wanted to be an actress. When I was little, I was a very ugly little girl. I had a broken nose and frizzy hair, and I was overweight. I grew up on Long Island when McDonald's and Kentucky Fried Chicken just came to town, and that was what we ate on Friday and Saturday nights. And I was quite the loner with not a lot of friends. So for me, I grew up wanting to be in the movies. I wanted to be Stephanie Powers. I wanted to be Barbara Stanwyck or Katharine Hepburn or anybody but me. And I went to college to be a lawyer. because, there's no chance you could actually be an actress if you're kind of me. And somehow I ended up auditioning for the lead in a Shakespearean play my senior year. And my amazing acting coach gave me the lead. And when I asked Professor David Richmond why he did that, he said the most amazing things that no one had ever told me about me. And then when he looked at me, I realized that he was 100% legally blind. He was the first guy. He was the first guy who actually saw inside my heart. And I left college and went to New York City and auditioned for this movie. And I got the lead in it. It's called Splatter University. And it's where the school colors are blood red. And it was all about my character, Miss Julie Parker, who was a teacher who took over from another teacher who got murdered. And I had the lead. And it started everything. And by the way, it didn't start out to be an amazing career. It started out to be kind of an interesting career. But it was... I didn't tell anybody about that film for the longest time because it's a slasher movie. It's not a real movie. Well, it turns out oh God, you can't. That's not me, by the way. That's some girl who dies.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hang on. Let me find the right one. It's hard to tell.
There is a photo of me screaming, like my entire face is like.
Oh wait, I found it. I
used to like you, Joel. You're so treading on thin water right now, or thin ice.
Love this. This is so fun. Here we go.
How do you do that? That's so cool. Oh my God! Ah! Oh, I had just opened the cabinet and found my teacher friend slashed to pieces. And here's another little tidbit in the movie. It
was very believable, by the way. That scream, you had me.
That was me looking at my career going, spoiler alert, I die at the end of the movie. And I know. I'm actually I'm a member of a very small club of female leads in movies who die. And that also just got put up on IMDb as a big thing. And I'm number 1. So it's you know what? The funny thing is I didn't have to do any nudity in the movie. And that to me was the most important thing because as a young actress, you do a lot of that. Mm-hmm. I did, however, do it in other movies. And I'm not telling you the name of those films. You can look those up yourself.
IMDb is your friend, people.
I know. But yeah, so thank you for knowing that. It's funny with Facebook now because for years, I told nobody I did it and it was gone. Well, Facebook pops up. There's a Facebook fan page just for Splatter University. So I'm excited. This feels good.
You know what? Own it, right? And you do. It's part of your history and what you did and where you've been. And listen, there's a lot of people that have had their one moment on the screen or their one hit wonder, their top 40 music hit, and then they go off into obscurity. And to be able to have something like that people still remember and your success just skyrocket afterwards, it's bonus.
Thank you. Yeah, I haven't had my one hit wonder. I sold $1 billion worth of juices with Jack LaLanne on television. I've hosted the X Games. I've had talk shows and lots of movies and TV, and I'm still waiting for my one big hit.
You are a multiple hit sensation, and when I look at everything you've done, you're kind of a Renaissance woman.
No one's ever really called me that, but I think that is very fitting.
I have. And you can quote me on that. I want like in big block letters on your website. She's a Renaissance woman. Joel Comm, New York Times bestselling author and host of Blab.
Damn, nice little self-promotion. Did you go to the Kim Kardashian school of how to do that stuff?
Right.
I am, because the other thing I do is I actually do magic tricks. And if you can see my, I don't think you can see my ceiling here. I'll walk around my studio. But see the ceiling? There's a heart above me.
Yeah.
My entire ceiling is all cards. My dad was a pretty good amateur magician when I was growing up. And so I learned how to do magic tricks. One, because when you're as dorky as I was, you search for ways for people to tell you how amazing you are. And when you do card tricks, they do.
Okay, and can you do one? Is there one that works for?
Yeah, I actually can. Okay, want to see? Okay, I can actually do this. It's a regular deck of cards, and I can do this with any. What card is that? Can you see that?
That is the 7 of hearts. Yeah.
So you take the 7 of hearts, right? You put the 7 of hearts right on top, like that. You hit it. You stick the 7 of hearts, which is still the top card, into the middle right there. Joel, if you would push that in for me, thank you very much. Bam, hit the top card, and it's still the 7 of hearts. And there's no other 7 of hearts in the deck. Magic. I know. And then I used to walk to school. Actually, hopefully I don't blow this, but I used to walk to school cutting a deck of cards with one hand. Can you see that?
Yeah.
You cut a deck with one hand. I can still do that. I'm a total dork. And I'm such a dork that my son's name is Riker from Star Trek, because I'm also a bit of a, I'm a total geek. And
best Star Trek series of all, hands down, no question. And I like it. You corrected yourself, because you said initially, I used to be a dork, and then you said, well, I am a dork, basically.
I'm a total dork.
And as am I. We're kind of similar. I was the pimply faced, long, black, greasy haired kid that was bullied, picked on, picked last for all athletics. And, people like yourself that have had to overcome, and myself, it's like, wait, somehow we end up being the cool kids.
Say hi to Scott Bender on there. Scott has now lost almost 35 pounds since last. You and I saw him when I first met him at digital marketing at JV Zoo.
Hey, Scott, congratulations.
By the way, he is a huge spin gymmer. We taught him to eat a little better. He spin gyms, and he just signed up to be on World Ventures with me so we can travel at crazy discounts. So how crazy is that? Hi, Scott.
Love you. Fun. Great. Congratulations, Scott. Go ahead. You want to say something, and I'm going to let you loose.
Well, I was just going to say that I adopted the philosophy that you are the sum of the obstacles you overcome, because you talked about being that pimply-faced little kid. And you know what? I think if you peak in high school, you peak too soon. So for me, it is okay to struggle. It's okay to have horrible things happen to you. I have tons. I have murder. I have all kind of crazy stuff in my life. Lost some interestingly wonderful people in my life, and yet I continue on. So why I think I'm here is that I get to promote that lesson. I hopefully get to stand as a testament to other people. I've had a really fun life. And you know what, Joel? I didn't really realize how much fun it was until I started talking about it. I don't think I realized going through how cool it was. In fact, I'll take you on a tour of my studio if I can with my phone a little bit. And I created an entire wall of my career because I've been in amazing movies and television. I was so busy wanting to be that person that I didn't remember while I was doing it to be happy being that person. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then one day you wake up and go, oh, I'm doing that now. I'm blessed. What a great life. I did not think one of the benefits of mobile is that you can take us around. So is that headset connected to your phone?
It is. And let me unhook you from my computer where I was making sure I didn't run out of power.
Okay. One of the cool things about Blab is you can actually flip the camera. If you'll tap, there's a little rotate thing in your screen on you, and you can turn that around. And I would love for you to show people some of the things that you are particularly find interesting.
Well, okay. So
oops! This is like Cribs. This is now Cribs Blab style.
So let's see if I can turn this over. How do I do that?
So in the app, there should be a little rotate thing in the window where you're at to turn around the camera.
Well, yeah, there probably is, but I don't want to disconnect you. So here's what I'm going to do. This is where I'm going to see it. See what that says right above my desk?
Never, never, never give up.
Very, very important for me. See that word imagine?
Yes.
I'm a big visualization person. So this is my office. In fact, you can see all my hearts floating on the wall over there. And you can see that giant painting of me spin gymming that my housekeeper painted. So when people come into my studio, it's actually a little dark out here. I'm going to go turn the lights on.
By the way, I was wrong about the rotating thing. Just double tap on the screen where you are, and it'll flip your camera. There you go. Magic.
So you walk in, and I created literally from the gate and all the trees and all the pavers out. You walk in, and you will see Forbes Riley. Normally, when the office is open, you'll see a television screen shows all like 4,000 pictures of my life. You come in and you see magazines that I've been lucky enough to be on. That's my daughter in a book with me, McKenna. That would be Sharon Stone, no relation, but she's really cute. But I am in the movie, in the magazine, and what they call me is the $2 billion host. And that was something that I came up with when I was at my lowest point. I coined that phrase, and it really stuck so much so that publications were willing to talk about it. I then have my dear inspiration. How many of you guys remember Jack LaLanne?
Of course.
Well, not everybody. Younger generation doesn't. So there's Jack. Can you see Jack with my babies? When I first met him, and that is his 96th birthday, his very, very last birthday. We woke up at his home, and we juiced because that is the juicer. 1 billion later.
Wow.
And I've got lots of these awards up here. Each one has a great speech that goes with it. If you go to YouTube, I had a chance to win lots and lots of awards.
Look at you rocking that dress.
Well, let's go back there if you liked it so much. Woo, that's hot.
When you move too quickly, we get a blur. So stop on some things and let us get a good look. There you are, looking lovely in your red dress. And what was the occasion there?
That was winning one of my many, many awards. I got to wear great dresses and make great speeches. And then I got to do a wonderful show with Montel. Mm-hmm. I also got another one of those awards for that one. And that's me and Montel with our blender, our emulsifier blender, on my path to eating healthy. Now, the crazy thing, I don't know if you can visualize, but that room that you're seeing is round. All the walls in my space are at crazy angles because that's what I wanted. Again, that never give up thing seems to be something I have to keep saying a lot. I got to be in Forbes magazine, which seems like a good idea.
Right.
They have my name, you know.
Right.
There I am. There we go. You go in here, and this is where you should have a mastermind with me, Joel. This conference room is very, very white, as you can see.
Oh my! What just? Okay, here we go.
And it is a round room. We have amazing meetings here with a wall that you can write on. It's an entire wall, and look what Forbes has written here for a little demo thing I was doing. That's my favorite phrase. You'll find that everywhere in the studio. And I practice it. I know that sounds crazy. There's also a lot of these hanging around. A lot of those.
Nice.
SpinGyms. So fun rooms, fun art everywhere. I'm very proud of my bathroom. And during the week, there's a soundtrack in here, but people love the bathroom. Wait, here it comes. It's kind of magical.
Ooh.
And I designed the floating sink. And everywhere that you look, there's all of these words. I mean, there's things everywhere in my entire life because that seems to be what makes all these come true. And this is literally what you find in the sink when you, oh, there I am. Hi. Hi. Mwah. Okay, so then we have, wait, let me turn the lights out. We have an awesome kitchen where we do lots of demos.
Where are you? Where are you located?
St. Petersburg, Florida. Check this out. So all of our blenders and mixers and frozen food things all live here because we do lots of demos. And how crazy is this? I started, do you have one of my business cards?
Yes.
So you probably have the most recent business card, which looks like, what does it look like?
Card. Yeah.
Well, but they all do. And you can collect all of them throughout the years. And that's what's kind of crazy is it actually goes back in time to the point when my name was something different. And there I am hosting the Laugh Factory in Los Angeles. I did that with...
I want you to pause right there. Francine Forbes.
Yes.
That's your real given name?
Well, that's who starred in Splatter University. In fact, here's the poster for Splatter University, which you so nicely gave me a shout out on.
Yeah. Well, you're obviously proud of it. I mean, you have a poster in your house, so I think.
And there's, by the way, not my house. This is actually a 5,000 square foot building. This is a pretty big studio because what you haven't seen, wait, there's one more plaque that was given to me by my TV series. Again, the Dream It. And then you come through this door and you are in
another white room. Wait.
No. You're in a broadcast television studio.
Oh, beautiful.
And so this is my studio. It's a white or a green screen here. It has a kitchen set to it. It has the living room set to it. Mm-hmm. And a fun room that I love. Oh, and then we do a lot of workshops here. We do a thing called, can you see my Forbes Factor?
Yep, there it is.
That's my big seminar that I do here.
With your spin on success. I like that.
And then we have the ultimate girls dressing room where you get to be a star.
Makeup.
And again, look what you find actually into the tabletop here is that same phrase because it matters to me so much. The other thing I did, was I took and I made, I plexiglass this. So I had nail polish fall into because I'm always losing my keys. I never want to lose my SpinGym. All the makeup that I wear all the time, you wouldn't know that as a girl. And then out of that came what? Words that inspire me. And if I keep these around, that it just makes your life unbelievable. And you dream it. And this is another phrase, you should live the life that you've imagined. And that's what you get. You get to live an extraordinary life if you design it.
That's what you get.
That's what you get.
I like that. Now, did I hear in there you say, Joel, you need to come mastermind with me?
Master something, yes. I think it was mastermind. No, I'm pretty sure it was mastermind. Are you crying? Don't cry.
I'm touched. I'm coming to St. Pete.
I would love, you know what? I have the most amazing people travel from all over the world to mastermind in that room, whether it's high-level business, new technology, television, film. We have a lot of different things that we do in that room, and I would be honored to have you. You are a very special man. I met Joel when he was the MC of digital marketing, JB Zoo. And I was asked by somebody, Forbes, are you going to this event in Orlando, which is about an hour from my house? And I said, no. I went online and I saw all my male friends. I saw Kevin Nations and Kevin Harrington and Anthony Morrison and Joel, and I didn't see any women. And I called Brian Rose and said, hey, dude. He said, you coming? I said, there's no women. He said, yeah. I said, so kind of like the Oscars had no diversity. And then he was so sweet. He said, what time do you want to speak? That is to you, my friend. And so I was very honored because that is, I'm working on bringing the female voice to the industry. There's not many dorky girls who are willing to do that. And in fact, I'll show you one last thing and then I've never shown anybody this, by the way. So,
oh, wait, this is going to stay clean, right?
Really?
You know what?
Yes, I'm totally naked. I'm topless in that photo.
You threw a double entendre in before. It was down to me to throw one back at you.
No, me? I would never do that. Look how cute I am. So I was really cute until a certain age when I got hit in the face with a baseball bat.
Oh.
And I became kind of dorky. There's my mom, who was, as they say nicely in Yiddish, she's a little zaftig. And I was kind of ugly looking. And then my dad, God bless him, ended up in the hospital for 3 years. He had a bad accident. And they came to me and said, we can fix your daughter's nose. And I turned into that, which I think is kind of cute.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't necessarily know that, but one of the transitions that really affected my life. So my dad, who's here, was a crazy inventor. He took a half a garbage can and a lawnmower engine and some paper mache. And we're actually sitting on the top of the car. That's me and my sister in a Batmobile paper mache go-kart.
That's awesome.
And so this one, I don't know if you can conceptualize this. Do you see me? I'm in the bathroom. And you see that bathroom mirror there?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Imagine sliding the bathroom mirror open, and he put in a 4-foot deep lazy Susan. And that's me crawled up over the sink into the medicine cabinet.
Oh, my.
And that was hard to explain to people why you grew up in your medicine cabinet with your dog. But then my parents said they had no money for college. They said, but there's a pageant you could enter with Bob Hope, and I ended up winning.
Wow, look at that.
And there I am, chunky face, a little overweight, but you know what? My mom said I had a personality, a talent, and I was smart, and I needed a scholarship to college, and I wanted to win from my dad, and I did. And
you were with Bob Hope. Now, how cool is that?
Oh, I know. I mean, it's kind of crazy. And actually, do you want to hear something really funny? She's probably not watching. But I got a call the other day from a girl on Facebook. Now, I was 16 years old. My love, that's 40 years ago. The girl in this photo right here, she is, I want to say she's the girl second to the girl with the short hair, right?
Okay.
That was 40 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
She called me a couple of days ago.
Oh, really? Just catching up. Hey, remember me?
Well, here's the funny thing. She found me on Facebook. I have a different name. So I'm turning around. Hello, touch
Yes, tap it, and there we are again. There's your face.
You know how, so when I was growing up, I was like severely dorky, and I had crushes on people and fantasies that I could meet famous people. And there's a lot of us little girls out there. I think we were all screaming for the Monkees, and now we're screaming for Justin Bieber. And that's how she felt about me. She's like, oh my God, you're the one who won, and look at the life that you went on to lead.
Did you say you wanted the Monkees? Oh, other Monkees. Okay.
You're so funny. But I was so proud of her for reaching out and being brave enough, because I don't know that I had some famous friends growing up too. And I've actually tried calling one or two, and they didn't answer the phone, or they didn't call back. I was like, you get a little shy about that. I was so proud of her. And she remembered 40 years later. It's like, oh my God, really?
So this is really funny. I just Brian Rose just messaged me on Facebook, and I said, "Oh, I'm talking to Forbes right now." He says, because I was going to invite him to come join us. He says, "I'm on a plane. Tell her I said hello." What would you like me to tell him?
Tell him I can't wait to do it again. I had so much fun at JV Zoo. Those guys are magnificent.
I just said, she says, I can't wait to do it again. Fortunately,
and she is talking about speaking on stage.
It was in context. I'm pretty sure that he understood where we were going with that. So.
Cute. Yeah, you never know. Come on, the two of us. So the last little bit, and I actually can't see anybody's comments in this angle here. Oh, why can't I see people's comments? Let me go to that button. Oh, there's buttons.
You break things.
No, it's not technological. So you want to hear a crazy story? I don't know how much you know about my life or not, but at some point I was doing stand-up comedy at ski resorts. Now, why did I do that? Well, because I had no money, and I stopped being a Broadway dancer, and I wanted to learn how to ski. And the Forbes Riley way of doing things is not to just normally make money. It's kind of use your talent to get your dreams. Mm-hmm. So I created a stand-up comedy game show brought to you by Jose Cuervo Tequila, became known as the Jose Cuervo Game's a Winner. And I got to ski Monday through Friday, and work only on Saturdays. And it was crazy. And I thought, this is not the best career move. I'm in the middle of nowhere on some mountaintop. I did every mountain in America. I did Vail and Aspen and Crested Butte and Copper Mountain. And then we did Loon Mountain in New Hampshire. I mean, if there was a bump with snow on it, we were there. Well, one year, ESPN2 heard about what we were doing and came to make a half-hour special because we did a 3-on-3 co-ed snow volleyball game as part of the event. And so we do this little crazy thing, and Russ Francis shows up, and he and I co-host this, and I just want to be on TV. Well, a year later, I get a phone call from ESPN, and it's a little show called The X Games. And this is the original jacket. And they said, hey, we'd like to hire you for the X Games. I said, and they wanted to offer me an obscene amount of money, like more money than I'd ever made for 2 weeks. And I think I said something like, really, who the heck is this? They're like, don't you want it? I'm like, want what? Why are you calling me? And they said, well, they actually had to change. It was the lawyer. They put the producer on the phone saying, look, we saw you last year and you're fun and insane and we couldn't find anything for you. And this is what we want to give you. So it was me and Stuart Scott the first 3 years of the X Games.
How fun is that?
I know. And then the last picture I will share with you.
Are you cleaning your screen? You're like,
I got a text. I've got a girlfriend coming to say hi. I had a national talk show, and there I am in TV Guide.
Look at there. What was the show?
It was called Essentials, and it was a 2 women hosted talk show, a little ahead of its time. I had a real affinity back then for getting to cable networks before they were real. I was on Discovery. I was on Animal Planet. I had a dog game show on Animal Planet. I had a talk show on TLC. I had my own network called the Cable Health Club that we sold to Fox for $500 million, me and Body by Jake.
But who's counting?
And
so, okay, go ahead.
No. And then the last photo that I can see right here, there's my mom and dad, by the way. They get to sit on my desk and say hi. And they left the planet 1 year before these guys showed up.
Aww.
And that would be I know. So that's that. And by the way, Kevin Harrington is chiming in. Kevin says, I'm doing an all-day event. I don't know, whatever he's doing, he's talking to us. Hi, Kevin Harrington.
Hi, Kevin. Tell him if he wants to pop in the blab, he can. We love Kevin. He's a great guy. So I have to know, because this question has been lingering ever since I discovered that your name has changed.
Yes.
Deliberate change. Why? When? Why?
Oh, do you guys want me to share the real scoop here?
Yeah, this is like we're laying it bare.
All right, I'll take it off. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so that would be somebody at my front door. Let me do that. So here's the deal. My grandmother, you are of a certain persuasion, correct?
I am.
I think I'm in the same tribe as you.
I'm of a certain persuasion. Listen, I know my people, your people, they know each other. We all come from across the big body of water. We came on the boats. We went to Ellis Island, and now here we are. Boom.
Okay, we had different people. My folks didn't sound like that. Actually, I got to go let my girlfriend in while we're talking. So my grandmother could not get she had 2 sons. She couldn't get my uncle into engineering school with the last name of Feinstein. So in the 1950s, she opened up the phone book and said, F, there you go. Your name is Forbes. So my father legally changed his name to Forbes. And now the funny thing too about names is, in the Jewish religion, when you're the oldest girl, because they don't know if they're going to have a boy to carry on the family name, they give you your mother's maiden name as your middle name. That sucked when I grew up. Can I tell you, everybody else was Bobby Sue and Mary Jo, and I was Francine Kadish. I would have been Francine Kadish Feinstein, in which case I would have owned the most amazing law firm you ever heard of.
Oh my gosh, I just got that. All right.
Yeah, but I didn't. I ended up being Francine Forbes, which I thought was a cute name, except for the middle name. The whole Kadish thing didn't really work for me. And in fact, I told this story, get this on Facebook the other day, and the producer that I did this with 30 years ago was watching. He actually texted. He was like, oh my God, are you kidding me? So my name on my portfolio was FKF. So after meeting with this Hollywood producer, after about 20 minutes, he said, so Kathleen, it was nice meeting you. And I'm thinking, excuse me? And then I said to him, my name's Francine, not Kathleen. He said, oh, no. I was trying to guess your middle name. And I very boldly and very stupidly at 21, and I would never have acted on it, but I said, sweetie, if you can guess my middle name, I'll sleep with you right here on the floor. Well, I guess if I liked him and he was cuter, my name would have been Kilroy or Kadiddlehopper, but it wasn't, and I didn't. But he and I remain friends till this day. So Robbie Curtis actually was on my Facebook. I hadn't told that story in forever, and I didn't know he was there watching. So how to Mr. Robbie Curtis.
Awesome.
And And so what happened, fast forward, was names mattered to me. And I had this whole thing about redefinitions, that if you can define who you are, you can become what you want. Obviously, there's a theme in my studio. You see the words, you see the colors, you see the inspiration. These are things that I've always had visually in my head and my heart. And a lot of what I dreamed has come true. Some of it, and you cannot ask, I don't know how to do it. I don't know how half of this happened. It just did, because I kept dreaming it. And you dream it long and loud enough, and you tell people about it, which is the believing part. And you manifest things. Sometimes you don't even know where they came from, but I'm a living, breathing example that you can manifest miracles into your life just because you want it. But I want it so bad, and I'm so focused on it, that sometimes I sit here for 24 hours a day and you go, how did it happen? It's because I worked for it. But I had no money. I did it all on my own. It's been a crazy, crazy journey. Anyway, long story short, broke my knee in 1982, end up with meeting an image consultant. Now, Joel, this is the best part of this story. 1 hour, one person, 1 hour changed my life forever. So I became a huge fan of mentors and coaching, because even somebody listening to this right now could get one nugget that might change everything. I met a man not long ago who was running an event like we do, a speaking event. And he said, Forbes, you changed my life. I said, really? What did I do? Because I don't know you. He said, well, actually you do. He said, 4 years ago, you spoke at Dimmitt Automotive breakfast meeting. 4 months later, I quit my job, and it was because of what you said. 4 years later, he's one of the big promoters in the industry. Wow. So this guy basically told me that I needed to get my hair cut and colored. I didn't know what kind of jewelry was good for me. My makeup was wrong. I mean, he insulted me up one side and down the other, and it was very painful and very hurtful. And then he said, and I don't like your name. And I'm like, dude, I don't like anything about you. Actually, his name was Hank Bearings, and I'm sure he's old now. We've actually talked a couple of times. And he said, Francine is an old name and it doesn't fit you. And we went through all my names, like my dog, which was Snoopy, and my street, which is Arrow, and none of those seemed to fit. And then he said, boyfriend, tell me. And I said, I'm living with a guy named Tom Riley. Mm-hmm. He said, that's it. Now, Forbes Riley, now leave. And I go home to this crazy 26-year-old, 6'6", all-American Notre Dame football player who has only asked me to move in, period. There was nothing else beyond that. And I told him that this guy said I should cut my hair and my clothes, I shouldn't wear black. And Tom says, well, yeah, your lips are kind of red and your eyes are always a little too dark, and I don't like you wearing black. And I'm like, excuse me? Then he said, smarty pants, that my name should be Forbes Riley, which is your last name. And he looked at me at 26 and said, huh, that's who you are. And 24 years later, every single day, somebody comments on my name. So to Hank Bearings and
amazing. That's so wonderful. So I'm going to open up the seat here. And if any of you would like to come in and say hello to Forbes or ask her questions, this is your opportunity. I don't know how often you get this opportunity, but feel free to click in and do that. And we've got, of course, your buddy Scott Bender, I think, is chomping at the bit to say hello to you. So Scott, let's see if we can get you on here.
And he just gets to chime in. This is a great platform. By the way, how long has Blab been around?
Almost a year now, and it's still in beta mode. Scott, want to make sure if you're on your desktop that you allow your microphone and camera so that we can actually have you in here. And there he is. Hey, Scott, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, doing fantastic. Hey, Forbes.
Hey, buddy, how are you?
I'm so excited listening to you guys and this whole thing with Joel. Joel, you're like the pioneer of everything that's internet. It's amazing.
I think it's great. I'm going to plug this back in. And by the way, I just noticed as things scroll by, Barbara Rubel just said something very powerful, not to cut you off, Scott, but and I love that compliment, and I wanted to just take a moment and thank her about how she said how I shared my narrative. It took a while to do that. It took me standing on stage and getting interviewed by an amazing man named Greg Reed, who changed my life. I don't tell speeches, I share stories. And every time I do share one, it's never the same. I've never written them down. It's not a speech. It is always as vulnerable as I can make it, because I think that's what touches other people. And it always reminds me that I'm lucky enough that anybody's listening to me.
It's great perspective.
There you have it.
So
Scott,
here's the thing, Joel. Marketing Mayhem 2016 was a major turning point in my life because I I mean, I've heard all the stories and listened to all the speakers, but there was something about what Forbes said that day that changed my thinking. It changed my way of life. I've dropped almost 35 pounds on my way to 95 pounds by Thanksgiving. And I know you did that. You got a whole story about that I read about. And I got off 2 medications, but my business is doing phenomenal, and partnering with Forbes pretty soon on a massive, massive project that's going to blow away anything she's done to this point. We're looking at doing something that's going to be wow factor unbelievable. And I'm so blessed and happy to have Forbes Riley in my life. And always, as usual, Joel, it's great to see you and hear you. And I'll tell you, from the very first time with Facebook Live, I get to record my journey on eating out, eating healthy. And people just love it. By the way, Sunday, I went live as I rode a mechanical bull. It was funny. It wasn't very pretty. I didn't get hurt. I wasn't on long, but it was pretty cool. And SpinGym is going to be amazing. I can't wait to share the SpinGym experience with everybody because it's so easy. And
Scott, where's yours? Where's yours?
It's in the car.
Seriously? Come on, Mama's over here right now.
I know. You know what?
You are getting up. No, you are getting up and going to your car right now. Go.
Okay.
Go. You think
Wow.
I'm kidding? How else can he's lost almost 35 pounds in 2 months since he met me. This is one of the ways. Joel, you don't have one, do you?
No, why don't I have one?
Because you were too cheap to have. Oh no, because I didn't send you one. That's what it is.
Did I send you a package? Did I not?
I don't.
This
know.
is so.
Did I not send you a Do Good Stuff T-shirt, Forbes? I thought I sent you one.
Brett.
Okay, you're gonna
I'm happy. I'm happy.
Hey Joel, look at this. 35 pounds. Bye, baby.
Look at you go. So I am now that I'm going to go on Facebook Live here at the same time that we're live here. I want to show the audience what's happening here. And hey, Anna, how are you?
Good. How you doing, Forbes? You had me at Zoftig. My dad always used to say that when I was a teenager. But yeah, I went from being 11 to being too skinny. So my dad got custody of us, and then he cooked a lot of pasta and rice, and there you go on the hips and little curves. But yeah, I love your story, and your energy is so amazing. And Joel, knock it out of the park again. Yes. So thank you. I just wanted to hop on and give compliments because I don't have anything else to add, but thank you.
Okay, I cannot believe that I get to see your face, your little Punim. I love this. Is a great. I've never been on Blab before. I am loving.
Oh, you should. Oh, it's an addiction. It's a finely tuned addiction at this point.
Yeah,
I've been here over 200 days, and the people, the quality of the people on here are just so vast. I mean, yeah, you have some trolls and stuff, but most of the people here are like self-starters, have their own businesses. They're a lot of them are college educated or not, and just really interesting people overall. And it's a great place to hang out and way more fun than TV, right?
Well, Forbes being
just wanted to.
Forbes, you're a TV person. You get this, and you see as a platform what's possible. In live video, of course, you've seen it with Facebook Live. It's taking over, and we are the new media.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you would, though, join me. I'm still on Facebook. I have 705,000 fans.
Crazy.
And, wow. And I'll tell you what, so if you go to my fan page, I always promote my friends, and I do Facebook Live a lot. But I got to tell you, Joel, you're going to help me do this because this is, I love seeing you guys. I can't tell you how cool this is.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that I was at the computer when I saw this. This is so exciting. Joel,
and it's really easy to start your own show. And because I'm recording this right now, Forbes, it will give me a video file and an audio file when I'm done that I can use and put on YouTube or put in a podcast or whatever I want to do. Wow. So, yeah, maybe you see some uses.
And the tech heads on Blab, there's a lot of people on here who are super into tech. And Marty and I think Steven, they do a show that they actually broadcast not only to Blab, but to their podcast. They each have a podcast, and they send it to their websites. So it's able to be embedded into your website so you can broadcast it live. And yeah.
Oh, cool.
Anna, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Have fun.
Thanks, Anna. Thanks, Scott. Good to see both of you.
I'm going to need your help in the end of the year writing my book, Eating Out, Eating Healthy, and my journey of losing 95 pounds. And you're the book guy, so I really want to reach out to you in November when it's time.
Please do. Would love to see how I can.
Thanks so much for allowing me to come on. And Forbes, great to see you. Talk to you. Bye, Joel. Thanks.
Thanks, Scott, so much. Forbes, I want you to you're already inspiring the crap out of everybody here. But if you had one message, your Reader's Digest version of what you want to share with people who are here live or who may see this in replay, what do you want them to know?
Wow. I wish it was just one thing, which is why social media has no end to it. Because it's not just one. But I will tell you that there's a couple of things. So the first one that comes to mind is the phrase leap and the net will appear. And I remember the first time I saw that on a magnet, and it resonated so loudly with me. I'm actually hearing my echo. But what that means for me is that so many times people will tell you why you can't do something. They'll all give you reasons why you can't. And that's their own fear. Mm-hmm. And if you have the courage to stand there and say, I'm going to do this. I don't need your approval. I don't need you to tell me yes, no, or maybe I'm just going to do it. And then you commit to it 100% to experience the ride. There's a roller coaster at Busch Gardens that takes you up. And then literally, if this is the seat, it does this. It turns you upside down, hangs you there for a second, and then drops you. Once you're there, you're in. You're in a 100%. If you can't chicken out. But imagine if that was your choice when you start a new business or a new relationship or a new venture or anything that you do, that you give it that gravitational 1,000%. I've got to go for this or die. Whoa, that means there's no plan B. That means you don't get to have a hesitation. And to experience life at that level, I think that's one of the things that I've done over and over again. I don't ask why. I don't have money often. I started my SpinGym business by mortgaging my house and my kids' education. I got to tell you, there was no rhyme or reason why or how to do this. My parents had no money. I just believed. I just believed that life was so interesting and so exciting, and that there were no rules and no limits, and that we kept setting them for ourselves. And then I found all these motivational speakers along the way who just confirmed what I said, who talk about limiting beliefs. And I look at the word belief and I see LIE in the middle of it. And I realized that is a lie. And then I studied NLP, how your brain talks to your mouth. And I studied hypnosis. And I actually hypnotize people where I literally say to them, your subconscious has no sense of humor. If under hypnosis in trance, if I said that you can't remember the number 3, you know how they count on their hands? 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. And I've said to college graduates who really had 6 fingers, and they're like, huh. So what you see and what you think isn't always reality. So imagine, it's about that whole dream it. How big can you dream? What do you really want to do? Who do you really want to be? Who do you want to meet? Who do you want to hang out with? If you could draw your life with absolutely any color in the crayon box, what would you pick? And sadly, Scott, I teach a lot. I coach, and I've been traveling around the world, and I discovered the biggest thing that breaks my heart is that people are afraid to dream. And so for one of the things that I did is I changed the word no, because it doesn't mean stop. It doesn't mean you shouldn't. To me, NO means simply never-ending opportunity. Let people say no to you. It's okay. Become a no collector, because I'm going to sit here and I dream with people bigger than they ever. I love it. I love imagining what JFK must have been like. He said, let's go up there to that white thing. And everyone's like, you mean the moon? There's no road. It's like, yeah, but we need to get there. Or Columbus, when everybody said, dude, you're falling off the end. And he's like, I'm going for it anyway. So in my life, especially late, I just turned 56 years old. It's scary.
You look fabulous.
Well, and that's the most beautiful response you could have given. Anything less, and I would have had to come and tickle you. But there's a little bit of sadness because it's a little scary. It's going to end. Oh man.
That's okay.
Well,
yeah.
You don't think that, thanks to my Jewish brother over here. Yeah, let it out. Oh, yes. That with the little tears, whatever.
I'm all for Clem. Talk amongst yourselves.
Look at that little Shayna Puno. Everyone else is going, what the hell are these two people talking
the
about?
Mashugana. By the way, tomorrow's my birthday.
Oh, yes.
I'm going to be 52.
How are you celebrating?
So I've actually got a blab tomorrow with some people that I really want to talk to. And then my son is driving up to take me to dinner, and then I'll be going out with a friend. So it's good.
So what I got all emotional about was I was talking to someone today in the industry of infomercials. I seem to be very popular. I've done 144 of them. I grossed $2 billion. My day job, you
say that like, I just ran to the store. I've grossed $2 billion. $2 billion. That's wow.
There was a time when you could turn on the television and I would be there every day and every morning, every night. My husband, we used to make a joke about it. We just tune it on. There I am on Saturday and Sunday, like 8 different shows all over the place. And it was an amazing, crazy time. And I'm still there. I'll be on Mother's Day on 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. promoting SpinGym on home shopping. I've been doing home shopping for 28 years. My mind just goes, wow. But the reason I'm saying all this is that we're talking, there's an award coming up for the Lifetime Achievement Award. And my girlfriend called to nominate me. And she said, we don't recognize enough women. We don't recognize enough TV hosts. And she said, I'd like to do it before you die. I said, excuse me? She said, well, Billy Mays didn't get his award till after he died. She said, Forbes, I don't want to be morbid, but it seems to be the way I get people to, pay attention. Mm-hmm. And I thought, man, at some point you're going to do that. You're just going to not be here anymore. And you won't get to play with the kids anymore. And my two little babies, these guys, by the way, check this out. Oh, man, I'm getting seriously emotional. That's what girls do. These guys are now 6 foot tall.
Yeah.
My daughter and my son. And I look at this picture and I'll look at some videos and I'm like, I don't have a little baby to hug. My 13 years old and I'm looking up to them. So here's the thing. If it does end, did you do enough with your dash between the beginning and the end? Did you have enough fun? I'm trying not to sit in the office as much as I used to. But I'm also writing more books and doing more things because I came close to dying twice. I went through a lot of stress 2 years ago and ended up in the hospital with a huge kidney stone, and it went septic, and they pretty much didn't think they could get me back. And they did. And then because of that and not understanding enough probiotics and not really having, doctors didn't really tell you how to get healthy. They told you how to get better, but not healthy. It ate away my stomach lining. And last Christmas, a year ago Christmas, I got diagnosed and they said I had stomach cancer and needed chemotherapy. Well, I don't have stomach cancer. What I do have is a really angry attitude at the doctor, but I'm not going to sue the doctor. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to thank and hug the doctor, because when someone tells you you have cancer, you take a major stock of your life. Mm-hmm. And when they tell you don't have cancer, you go on, fuck, I won the lottery.
Right.
And I've got a little girlfriend right now who's going through that. She really is in the hospital fighting. She's only in her 20s and she's fighting really hard. And her mom every day is dealing with that. And we fight journey on Facebook. So if you check out a woman named Charlotte Casey, Sharla Casey, Casey, she could use a hug. It's her 20-something-year-old daughter who's having a really tough time. So how much fun do we get to have? What do we get to do? And how do we connect? And that's kind of what I'm doing right now.
I think it's awesome. And you could tell, it's so genuine and authentic. I'm all about the fun. I've built an entire career out of doing what I want to do, and make sure that if I'm not having fun doing it, then it's not going to translate to other people. There's not going to be enthusiasm, and your enthusiasm is absolutely contagious. Here, wait. Here.
I know. I need a tissue, please. Can I get a little tissue? Thank you. And that'd be funny. Right. Yes. Thank you very much for the tissue. Thank you for the tissue.
Well,
magic how you did that. I have to create a magic trick through the blab for you that we can.
We've done that. Funny. Like, I'll have a book and one of my friends will, and I'll hand the book over and they'll pull it, out. And yeah, we've had all kinds of fun here on Blab. But there's a whole, I've brought Michael Hyatt here and Chris Brogan and a lot of people that you would know. And Kevin, after I met him the same time you did, that I met him at the same time I met you at Marketing Mayhem, he was delightful and came on and shared all kinds of knowledge. And that's what I like, people that there's an abundance mentality. There's enough to go around, and you come here and you just give. And I really appreciate that.
So now the next thing for me. Whoa, is that me?
You're good. You sound good here. Yeah. Tell us, what is the next thing?
Well, it's to do, I'm working on a membership that I can actually get. Actually, if you go to it, I'd love you to check it out, called Forbes Factor. I have been loading a lot of my life, and I discovered that Facebook is a funny thing. Facebook says it's free and is always will be. You know what it's free to do? It's free to put your information on there. It's not free to get it off or get it promoted. And that's unfortunate. So I said, and you can't search Facebook posts. So I created this with 64 different websites within it. And talk about a geek move. Seriously, there's places that you can spend all day going through Forbes Factor. It's a place for me to put my friends and my experiences and then write blog posts about them and then send it off to Facebook. But I think it's a cool platform. And then also YouTube. Sorry, when you send somebody to YouTube, I don't know about you, but I get distracted by all the other things on YouTube. So I put all my videos. In fact, I will send something. If you go to Forbes Factor and go to SpinGym, it's one of the 16 tabs you can go to, and go to testimonials. You will see people who have no arms. Pedro has no arms and no legs. He had them amputated, and he's spin gymming. And this is not a promotion for spin gym. It's a promotion for living your life. People in wheelchairs. I've got retired Army colonels. I have a Major League Baseball pitcher, and I put them all in this world so you could just kind of spend time and see who's out there. I also put a lot of my other stuff, like all my archive photos. If you go to Forbes and Friends, there's pictures of me on Broadway with Christopher Reeve. There I am with Dustin Hoffman and Elaine and Jack LaLanne. I'm putting I've got a wealth of things, and you're not going to come to my house and look at my scrapbook. So all of that's in there.
I am.
Business ideas.
I'm going to come to your house and look at your scrapbook.
Baby, you actually first we have to sit in the hot tub with a glass of wine.
I am so down with that. Warm it up. I'm on my way.
All right. Well, actually, okay. So if you're on Facebook, go to type in Riley's Retreat. So I just purchased and have totally rehabbed. It is a 4-unit condo on one side of the street and 2 condos on the other side of the street on the white sandiest beaches of St. Pete Beach. The boat and the jet ski are in the backyard. I have, you know who's coming out? Did you meet Peter Anthony at
Yeah, I know Peter.
Mayhem? Peter and his wife are flying out tomorrow to stay at Riley's Retreat. Oh, let me tell you something. It is a wine fest. It is a retreat. We spin gym on the beach. We hang out, and it's just not big enough to have a real retreat. So I was going to tell you that all of this is leading up to the idea that I'd like to have a retreat that is meaningful. And I'm always a little nervous because I don't know how to promote those things. So I'll reach out to my friends who do these kind of events. But how wonderful would it be to spend that week eating healthy food, exercising, sharing business ideas, not one focus. I don't want it to just be on marketing or just being on digital experience. That's too limiting for me. I just want a great week with amazing people that you leave and let me do some of my exercise. Let me do some of my hypnosis and some of my crazy things. So I'm working on how you put all that together. So I'm open for a JV partner in that. I'm much more the kind of girl who show up and do it. So I'll throw that out there.
I love it. I'm actually, so we're on Facebook Live right now, right here, and I'm Snapchatting that we're on as well. This is what we call multitasking. And
okay, so so it's funny. So I just said that, and we've got to sign me up, Forbes Riley, and I don't want to lose. So actually, if that is interesting to you, because I really don't know how you do all this. Remember, I don't really have to care how. I'm throwing it out to you. Somebody there between you and Scott and all the amazing marketing minds that I know will say, you know what? A week with Forbes Riley, whether it's in Cancun or on a yacht or in St. Thomas, I don't know. How cool would that experience be? I will tell you, it will blow your mind. I come from 10 years of working for Club Med. So I have this crazy fun experience. And then I've got then living on an ashram. So I have that experience. And I don't know. You want to create something with me?
You got so much energy. I got to come to Florida and we need to have a conversation.
All right. I'm good.
Are you on Snapchat yet?
How many things can you be on? No, my kids are on Snapchat. Isn't Snapchat for kids?
Well, it was, but guess what? The adults are arriving and it's changing.
Wait, there's an adult version of Snapchat. I'm on Tinder. No.
So I'm going to come to Florida and I'm going to personally teach you how to Snapchat.
Okay, well, actually, somebody joined me on Pinterest, but don't get mad at me. I don't actually Pinterest anymore. I only have so many hours in the day. So what I am doing, I'm a huge Facebooker. Please, if you were excited by any of this and want to just reach out and say hi, and I don't have anyone else doing my Facebook. I've been doing it all since day one. It's a little overwhelming, but I'll tell you what, I don't need some 22-year-old social media expert to be talking to you. You're my friends. This is my family. And the truth is, when you grow up as dorky as I did, and I think I started Facebook when I was just like kind of nursing babies in the middle of the night. You don't really have friends. You guys were it. So I'm not letting you go. And I spent a lot too much time on it, but I post there. I love it. You can talk to me directly. So why would I do Snapchat too?
Well, I will persuade you. It's made for you. It's a totally different type of platform. You just have to trust me. Do you trust me?
But baby, I trust you enough to be here for the last hour. I Instagram though. I'm Instagramming. How many hours? I have to go to work.
I know, and I want to respect your time.
I have to juice.
You got to juice, baby. I want to respect your time.
Wait, who wrote this book? Who thought that you needed a book that's this thick? Really? I don't need that much juice.
You got the juice, baby.
Oh yes. And that's, by the way, that's how you have this much energy. It is about, you know what it is, Joel? I'd come to Florida. Don't teach me to Snapchat. Put together this kind of an experience because I have a sick wealth of knowledge between food, exercise, spiritual, and I need to funnel it somewhere to people who need to be touched by this.
Okay, we're going to talk some more, and here's what we're going to do, because you do need to go to work, and I want to respect your time. I want to thank you so much for coming on today and just being wonderful. You've shared so much knowledge and inspiration. Everybody who's here, if you would give it up for Forbes Riley and just go ahead and type whatever you want to type in there to let her know that you appreciate that she's joined us here today. And typical.
So wait a second. How do people join in to hear? What is that about? Can anybody right now say I want to?
Yes, anybody can click on it on the seat, and then as the host of the show, I see that they want to come in, and then I moderate it and let them in. Is there somebody you want to talk to?
Well, I'll tell you what would be fun. How about somebody? Can you see what kind of question they might want to ask? Why don't you pick somebody who could possibly win a free SpinGym? Let's do a little thing. Let's do a little thing before I go.
Who wants to win a free SpinGym, and how are you going to decide who wins?
I don't know. Help me figure this out. How can we decide who wins? Who can tell me? Well, so who can be the first one to tell me the name of the character I play in Splatter University?
Okay, so I'm going to give everybody just a few seconds to think, and then if you want to be the one to come on in, we've got somebody coming now, and it is Jeff Miller. Jeff, come on in and tell us the name of the character.
Well, Jeff.
Hello, darling. How are you? Hey, Forbes.
Hello, my Jeffrey.
Here you go.
Hey, baby. Jeffrey and Emily have been trying. They've been trying to get me to blab.
I want everybody to see this, and everybody to understand what this is.
He's got his.
All right, and it matches my shirt always because Forbes told me I have to do this. If you're gonna SpinGym, you've got to do it correctly, right? And you got to get it up over your head and really get that workout going. Whoop whoop.
Joel wants one so bad.
I'm pretending. I'm doing it. Look at him. It's working me. Look at it. My upper body's.
Look at those arms. See, you get those arms up there, Joel. See.
There we go. It's happening.
Now.
Yes.
Oh, baby. Now, Jeffrey, you got your SpinGym on my birthday,
yes,
which was just last week.
I did.
So tell everybody why is it so cool?
Why is it so cool? I am getting such an amazing cardio workout with this thing. Upper body. I'm starting to huff and puff. And actually, this is my second time doing this. My network show we had about an hour ago, and I was SpinGymming for them too. So, and I've got a new SpinGym video coming out just for you, Forbes. You're going to love it.
Oh, I got Joel. See, this is the cool. Let me share something with you. And I love that Jeff was the one who chimed in because this little thing, it's not expensive. It's not meant to be. But it's the most powerful little thing that you can ever do. All of us sitting here on our computers, I want Google. I did a little artwork with Google, kind of with a little SpinGym. Google Fitness, the most innovative workplace initiative. Wouldn't that be nice? Everyone who's got a computer also has. Well,
Forbes, it is my birthday tomorrow.
Oh.
Deal done. I'm a sucker. Pick a color.
You know what it's going to require, Joel? It's going to require a trip down to St. Pete, just like I'm doing the first week of June. You say?
Listen, I think I can make a trip to Florida. What colors do you have, Forbes?
I've got pink. You're definitely a pink. Now I got pink and purple. And did I say that? I even have bling, but I've got pink, purple, green, gold. If you go to spingym.com, you can see all the colors. There's probably about 20. I also have a designer black one, and I have limited edition. I think that's your color. Yeah.
It goes with the salt and pepper.
Somebody knows you. Wait, Church, I did it, knows that pink is for Joel. I have to get closer to read this.
So,
okay, can I tell you,
Forbes,
can I tell you a true story?
Yeah, but let me just say this. When we're done on the phone really quickly, I'm going to get your address, you're going to get mine, and I'm going to send you something.
Yeah.
Okay, I love that. So Bruce, I think we're going to give, I don't know who Bruce is. We can give him an award for saying Julie Parker, which I love. So want to hear something crazy? 3 or 4 years ago, my eyesight was starting to go. I noticed you wearing glasses. Are those reader glasses?
These are desperately need to see glasses.
Well, so funny thing. I was wearing readers from the time I was 40 years old, and they got worse and worse. And then kind of one day I'd gone through all the prescriptions at the drugstore, and I kept losing the expensive ones, which is really annoying because I couldn't see them. Literally at one point, I think I had glasses all over my entire house. And then at some point I just couldn't see anymore. About 2 years ago, I couldn't read emails. I could barely drive, and I wasn't really admitting this to anybody. I just stopped. And so people said, "Did you get my email?" And I'd go, "No, yeah, I got it." And I don't know what I was doing. I had a really weird thing going on, and it's tough in my business because I also need to see a teleprompter. So I started to wear contacts and glasses, and it was bizarre. Basically, at some point, I was pretty much legally blind. And I was doing a show, and I said, you know what? I'm going to wear glasses on TV for the very first time. And I'd taken my contacts out that night, and I tore my cornea. I ripped my cornea. Yeah, I know. And I show up on the set in front of 100 people, and my eye is killing me, and I'm wearing the glasses, and I'm trying to see the prompter, and I can't see the words on the paper, and I'm struggling to the point that I just didn't want to be embarrassed. And I've never, ever told this story to anybody out loud. But it just reminded me as I'm kind of trying to lean in to see things. And the most amazing doctor showed up in my life. He is a specialist when it comes to cataracts. And he brought me to his office, and he gave me some drops to heal the rip. And he said, you know what? He said, you have cataracts. He said, your lenses are hard, and you can't see shit, can you? And I said, no, I can't. He said, well, how long are you going to do that? I'm like, I don't know, until I was so embarrassed. I don't know. I just didn't want to be embarrassed. I don't know what was going on with me. And he said, well, it's a simple surgery. And I said, no, I'm not doing surgery. And he called a girlfriend of mine. He said, well, there's another famous friend of yours named Rhonda Shear who had it on HSN. And I called her, and she said, you don't even have your eyes bandaged. You go in 7 minutes, it's over. And so on her word and faith that the right person showed up for me, literally just walked into a TV studio like the Nirvana, I agreed to it in both of my eyes. They take the lens out behind your eyes, and they put a new lens in. And then I had LASIK on top of that, and they fixed my eyeballs, and I can see. I don't need glasses anymore for close up or far away. I obviously have to get a little bit closer now because this is very small type. But I am so grateful to him for showing up, for the universe, and I can't believe that I let my ego get so out of line that I couldn't admit that I couldn't see. So
it happened. To the best of it.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm
excellent. Well, Jeff, thanks for coming on. Appreciate the demonstration.
Good to see you. Talk to you soon.
Yes, you bet. Wow. Forbes, where would you like people to find you? Where's your favorite place to connectify?
All right, so two things. Please just come to Facebook. On my Facebook fan page, don't try to get on my friend page. Don't try to friend me. I've got thousands. I've got 1,000 people a day who try to friend me. Facebook fan page. So it's Forbes Riley. It's facebook.com/Forbes Riley fan page. I'm on there every day. I post. I Facebook Live there. I give away things all the time. People give me the most amazing gifts. And like you're sending me something. People send me sometimes things I don't necessarily want or need, or I always pass it on to somebody else, whether it's books or tapes. Sometimes I got a pair of socks here. What do I have here? Somebody just sent me a pair of maybe they know me. This is called How to Get Rid of Smelly Feet. Comes with a pair of socks. Anyway, I've got the. Seriously.
Is this an issue?
I don't know. It's no, actually, you know what I can do? Here's what I can do for people, by the way, and I don't know if we've extended over our hour, but I can get people on home shopping. If you happen to have a product that is television worthy, that is very mass market driven, and by that, I'm going to tell you, if you want to do this, you got to do your research. Go and watch HSN, watch QVC. I'm on there all the time. I'm on QVC in the UK. I'm in Canada. I'm in Australia. I'm in Italy. And if I can't do the product, I've shepherded, I don't know, you make millions. I made people millionaires by doing this. So people pitch me all the time. Number one, make sure you know how to pitch. So Joel, my free gift to everybody, write this down. And this is totally free. I don't even think I collect emails on this. That's how unsavvy I am. If you go to ForbesRileyStudios.com, there is a tab for pitch. That is a free pitch book. Get it, read it. I charge a lot of money to actually teach people to pitch. If you can articulate what you do in a very short period of time, you win. And by that, I mean how you introduce your name to people. And when they ask you, what do you do? That response literally can earn you $1 million on one sentence. I know I've done it. And I will be happy to share how you do that. But the pitch book is yours completely for free. Go to Facebook. Tell me what you thought of it. And then if you would, as a favor to me, I haven't launched Forbes Factor for real yet. I'm still building. It's a massive site. Tell me what you think. Just give me some feedback. And if I like the feedback and I like your opinion, I'll send you a gift. I got all kinds of things to give away for free. And I'm happy to share the wealth. I don't think that any of us need to be on the planet. I don't need.
You're going to leave it all when you go one day. So you may as well give it away, right?
Oh, bullshit. I'm taking half this with me.
You're going to need a big basket.
Okay, wait. Okay. All right. It's okay. True.
Wait. We lost your audio in your excitement there. Say that again.
Okay.
You're going in and out. Make sure your headphones are
Am I plugged in? Crazy story,
yeah.
And I'm all tied up here. I don't even know if I can get to my desk without choking myself. Hey, no, because you're gonna laugh your proverbial ass off when you see what I have here.
I'm already laughing my ass off.
No. You have no idea. Wait, their light just fell down? Hang on a second. So when my...
You are so
okay,
entertaining.
you will answer the question. You will answer the question. No, I didn't do it. No, sorry. Okay. I had a Robin Williams moment there. Stop. Okay. I got all excited. Wait, when you see what I'm going to do, my father is going to be so proud of me, and he's been dead for 17 years, which is hard to do. So when I was little, we had no money. So the big thing that we did was to have a lobster dinner. And every once in a while, my family had a lobster dinner. We had a lobster farm near us, Jordan Lobster Farm. And one day for Mother's Day, we picked out a 20-pound lobster. Okay. Now a 20-pound lobster, I'm trying to see if you have the photo. Didn't plan this at all. Happens to be in my desk. This is so funny. Want to see what a 20-pound lobster
Never a
looks
lobster
like?
around when you need one. Okay.
No. Let me share something with you. Can you see? I'm going to wait. I have to turn this around because let's see what we have here. This is my father eating a 20-pound lobster claw. See that?
Oh my, it's huge.
Yes. That's my mother actually baking the part of it. And I think this is one of my favorite pictures with and here I am. Hang on. I just happen to be putting this on my wall. Oh, I just tore the picture a little bit. That is the giant lobster, and I just tore the picture. See that?
Wow.
Okay, so when my father died, the point of this story is that he saved the lobster claw, both of them, and he glued them back together because it was such a symbol of him that he was successful enough that he could afford this kind of a meal for his family. And he kept it under our fish tank my whole life growing up, okay? When he died, don't get mad at me, Dad, we buried him with one of the lobster claws. You know what sits in my desk?
The other one.
This is the you guys, this is the first time I've ever looked at the lobster claw. Look at my head.
That is amazeballs.
I got to tell you, if your audience doesn't go nuts right now, and that is my homage to my mom and dad who tried so hard to make the best life possible. And this is for you. Joel's made me cry a lot. The only other Joel I knew, get this, the only other Joel I knew growing up was I met him when I was 10 years old. We did a play called Damn Yankees, and he was the first boy that I saw naked. Actually, I didn't see him naked. He was in his boxers.
Made you cry?
No. He's Jewish. Think about it. No. He was.
Wait, what are you saying? Hang on a second. Wait. Does that resemble me? Hang on.
He was actually. He's actually in his boxer shorts. I really didn't see him naked, but I thought that was naked. And so there's my mom and dad. I'm doing all this for both of them. I love him. I miss him terribly. Joel made me laugh and made me cry more than almost anybody has in a very long time. There's for your lobster claw, Dad. I hope you guys got a tremendous kick out of this because this was. I'm glad that you got this on tape because I'm going to make my kids watch this.
Thank you for sharing that, and thank you for your vulnerability. There she goes. Thank you again, Forbes, and thank you everybody for joining us. Make sure you go check out Forbes' site at ForbesFactor.com. Look for her on Facebook. Look for the little blue verified mark. Like her page. You'll be one of 750,000 people that are following her stuff. She does Facebook live streams. She's got her SpinGym. Like all things Forbes are clearly fully awesome. We'll catch you guys next time on the Joel Comm Show.